How we doing today, man? I hope you guys had a great Easter if you celebrate Easter, or even if you don't, you had a nice long weekend and spent some time with family. But we are back, man. We are back. It is Monday morning, and I came into the day with a great bias. I was really bearish, right? And I'll kind of go over that in a second here, but I'm really bearish. Why? Why was I bearish? In my opinion, today was just very, very obvious the draws on liquidity, which was just this low right here, right? That was the low I was looking for. Why was I looking for that? Because we've just been trending down, right? You can't fight the higher time frame trend. So if you lost on longs early, I ended up taking a long. So I'll show you guys the long trade I took, but it was against the higher time frame bias. So that kind of goes into why I took it how I did and why I traded the way I did, right? But look, man, you can't. If you look at this chart and you had a bullish bias, a lot of times I'll say it's subjective, and I'll say that we can all have different biases, different confluences. But I don't see a way that you can look at the chart today and genuinely look me in the eyes and say that you're bullish. I don't know, man. But if you were, I'm not like trying to clown you or whatever, but I don't think you should have been bullish today. But anyways, we had this as our main draw on liquidity right here. That's where I want to see us go trade into, right? And yeah, how did we get there though? That's what I want to talk about. But first of all, I didn't take a trade on my XFA, but I did take a trade on my new combine on Alpha Futures. I have a code with them. I have a code. It's just my name, Diego, Diego. It gets you 10% off if they're not running a sale. I don't know if the Easter sale is still going on, but they had 30% off with any code, with my code or whatever. But if there isn't a promo, if you use my code, it will always be 10% off, which is really cool. So I did trade on there. I bought myself an account this weekend for the promo, and I obviously just got what's not sponsored, but just got affiliated with them, which is cool. And I really love this platform because you don't have to have $200 winning days to get a payout once you pass the account, and once you pass the account, once you take a payout, your drawdown stays wherever it is. So right, if I make $1,000 and my drawdown's 4,900, if I take a payout, my drawdown stays at 4,900, doesn't go to zero. So just wanted to mention that because a lot of people haven't heard of them yet or use them or know their rules, and they have objectively just better rules than Top Step. So definitely look into them if you want more funding, or if you want to start funding and use my code, right? But that's just a little shameless plug. But yeah, if you use my code, take a screenshot, DM me on either Twitter and my free Discord, and I'll put you guys into a giveaway. Because once we get, once I think 100 people use the sign up, I'll give away some accounts. So definitely look out for that. Anyways, though, we ended up coming into the day. What was the most important thing I want to talk about today? It is called discipline, right? There's a reason why I took this trade only on the combine, right? And not on my XFA account that I'm copy trading with the combine. Because my goal here, pass this combine while trading the XFA, take a payout, and get max allocation, right? That's my plan. But why did I not have confidence to take a trade on the XFA? Well, I did, again, I told you guys, I was very bearish. I did my live stream today in my Discord, and I was live, and I was telling everybody I was bearish, right? I'm expecting these lows, and I said exactly what I wanted to see, but I didn't get any sort of manipulation higher first to then go lower. We had a very nice sweep here, but there was no SMT inside this 15-minute gap. And if we look at this, right, the new week opening gap, this is where the week closed. This is where the week opened. We traded up to it overnight, about midpoint. Then we displaced lower. We had a 15-minute gap held, displaced again, 15-minute gap held, displaced again, 15-minute gap held. Right here, displaced again, 15-minute gap. So this, again, another just very bearish downtrend, right? So this 15-minute gap, you could assume, right, we've been trending where the prominent 15-minute gap's been holding. So what makes you think that this wouldn't hold? So we get a sweep there, right at open. Ended up being the Judas swing. Right off open, right? We open right here at 9:30. We get the Judas swing above this high, and then we get a beautiful 5-minute inversion fair value gap right here, and we get this 5-minute inversion fair value gap that ends up holding very nice. A change of state delivery on the 5-minute here, rebalances and ends up spooling lower. I saw this as a potential entry short, but I didn't take it. Right, this inversion gap. The reason I didn't take it is because we did not reach into this 5-minute gap right here, this tiny one right here, and we didn't get any liquidity sweep. So I didn't really like the fact that we had equal highs here, and there was no SMT. So no SMT, no trade. I mentioned this in the live stream that I saw it, but I didn't want to take it. If we would have got in, we would have risked about 33 points. We would have been in with 2 or 3 micros, and we would target a 1-to-1, right? And we would hit that, or 2-to-1, whatever we would target, right? We would hit our trade, and we would have had a great day. I didn't take it because it wasn't what I wanted to see. And that's the biggest thing where I'm going to see the most improvement with my trading is, can I sit on my hands and not take a trade, right? It's not sexy for me to come on today and make a review saying I didn't take that trade. I end up taking a trade lower, and I'll go over that. It's not fun, right? It's not fun to say I didn't take an XFA trade because everybody wants to have a green day. Everybody wants to show off and have a great day and win, right? Because I want to make improvement towards my account. But if I focus on taking only the highest quality setups, right, then I don't have to worry about not making money on a specific trade, right, or a specific day, right, because there's always going to be tomorrow. And that's the hardest thing as a new trader. How many times do you tell yourself, I don't really like this day? But then it gets a little bit later in the day and you think, oh, well, if I don't take a trade, then I'm not making progress, right? I know you do this, right? I know you do this. The day will happen and you'll be like, oh, well, I didn't get anything yet. And well, I'm trying to get a payout, or I'm trying to pass my combine, or I'm trying to do this, right? And you're thinking about the dollar, you're thinking about the money, and you're thinking about the market. And you're like, okay, but if I don't get it set up today, then I didn't get any closer to passing my funded. I didn't get closer to getting my payout, right? So then what do? You force a low quality setup, and sometimes it might work, but a lot of times you just end up throwing good money away for no reason, and you're just frustrated, and it just carries on worse, right? So what happened? I wanted to see us go to this low. I wanted to see us either not take this low out, right? Which low is it? It's just this low here, right? On the market maker model. So I wanted to either see us stall here, manipulate higher, and then go lower and target this low, or I wanted to see us take out this low and then get a move higher into the 10 a.m. open price, right? So 10 a.m. open, I was looking for the big chart trade / key flow trades, whoever invents it, right? Whoever trades it, the 4-hour PO3. So the 10 a.m. open, right? The new 4-hour candle, we didn't ever put in a top wick, right? And we just go straight lower. We go lower, we accumulate here, we manipulate lower, accumulation, manipulation, and I was expecting this to be distribution. So I was walking through, again, on live. Everyone that was in there can vouch for me. I said this is exactly what I want to see. Talked about why I was going to take it on my combine rather than my XFA account. And I took this trade, right? This was the break-even point. Why was this the break-even point? It was the prominent high, and it was also a 15-minute gap. So we rebounced to the 15-minute gap. Never quite got into the 10 a.m. open that I wanted to see, and we've been displacing lower, right? We're very bearish today. So this was the trade. I'll pull up the video. We ended up actually entering first off of this 2-minute inversion, right? 2-minute inversion right here. What else do we have? We had a beautiful SMT. So we put in this low, which swept the low, right? And then on ES, if we pull up ES, we had a SMT here. So we put in the low at around, what is this time? We put in a low at 1018 and we reswept that low. So we made a lower low, whereas on NQ, where am I? Okay, this is the wrong one. On NQ, we made a higher low right here, right? And then we end up getting this nice displacement above, made an order block, and we had an inversion here. So this was the first trade I took. I ended up taking 2 trades on the combine. We ended up taking 2 trades on the combine here. And I'll kind of, let me see. I think I have
real data. I mean real-time data. So that's how I train.
So yeah, you guys can hear me. They were talking about something else because on the live streams I let it be interactive, right? I allow people to come in. Obviously, if I'm in the middle of something and you're just talking, I was going to take this trade on the XFA. You can see right here, this is XFA, but I didn't get a close above. I was going to take it with 2 micros and target higher, but I didn't get it. So I was like, cool, I'm not going to take it. So then I ended up going over to the other combine, right? So again, you guys could hear, and this was a recording from the live stream. People were talking, or people can talk, right? I kind of interact with people. Not many people like to talk or be involved, and that's cool too. You can just sit and watch. But I do want to see, because I end up talking during this trade when I get in, so let's see.
It was from
but yeah,
109 to 114.
But I trade on Mondays and Fridays live in my Discord. Link is in the description. of this
Adding
video.
to this on the combine here on the whatever, they got the 2 minute here with the SMT. We'll add to this when we see this 1 minute break. Just gonna trade this on the combine on the whatever it's called, Alpha Futures. Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of walking through the idea there. I said I would add if we got the inversion.
Order filled.
So I added one
have a
contract,
limit
and then I had a limit order down here to
Down
add
here
a
in this
third
gap.
contract in that fair value gap and inside the inversion, but it never gave it to us. And then yeah, we'll just see how we manage this trade, right? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy going live on Mondays and Fridays. I do not go live
So I'm
on
not gonna take
Tuesdays,
this on the
Wednesdays, or Thursday, but
just because of the slowness through here, right? But still got to follow my rules on this account, right? And just not close the trade early, not go break even early, not worry about it. But yeah, definitely break even this high. Really like this though. The SMT with ES. This, in my opinion, is a A setup, A plus, right? Everything I would want to see. Just again, it's against the bias, right?
Because we're building consolidation, short-term consolidation now.
Yeah, I expect it to expand through here, hopefully next candle or so, but we just inverse the 5 minute and second, or I don't know when we do. I need the countdown on this chart.
So then let's just speed through here. We end up getting the move to the break even. I end up going break even, and someone tells me obviously that the NQ chart
Careful.
got us to break even.
It hit the high on the non-micros.
Okay, bet. So
Yeah.
I'll go break even. Again, we'll probably get stopped at break even, but more than happy to be aggressive trailing on this. Yeah, did we hit it? Yeah, we hit the high there.
So you
yeah,
see
more
there
than happy to be
on,
aggressive with this because there's on the
On the
yeah,
NQ chart, right?
Yeah.
This was the break even point. We already took the high on NQ. M and Q kind of was lagging. It just
the high
showed
there.
that
So
was
yeah,
equal
more than
high.
happy to be aggressive with this because
So I went break even.
again, just no reason to leave risk after this. We have an SMT now at this highs.
The
I
reason
would
why
love to see a fall.
I was so willing to go break even early was because of and I want to kind of hear this part. The reason I was going to break even at this point is because again, this was against the real trend. I was very bearish on the day, right? But we had a really nice long. We had a really nice setup, so I was going to take it, but I took it on the combine because again, what's the theme of today's video? Discipline, not worried about making money, not worried about forcing things. I took it on the combine because it was a great setup, exactly what I wanted to see, but I executed on the combine because there was no need for me to put on risk. And also, too, I went aggressive at these first swing high because, again, there's no reason for me to put on risk today and leave risk on the table when it's going against my bias. If my bias was bullish the entire day, then I'm not going to be so quick to go break even. But when you're trading against the trend, when you're scalping, you have to be more protective of your trades, right?
From this trade, but we will take off some at this high or this because it's a combine, so I don't need $200 days, right? So I want to get something out of this trade at the 10 a.m. open price because we basing the whole theory of this trade off of the 10 a.m. open price, and then we'll leave a runner, right? Let's see what we can do. So now we definitely be break even. Could even take it off at this because this is the real liquidity right here. This is the first real high put in since this, and it's always nice to get a take profit, right?
So, yeah, that's just kind of why I end up moving my take profit to this high. Again, I'm on a combine,
Would
right?
like to see it go on this next candle or so.
I'm not
should
in
be
a
this
rush.
next candle just because it should open and go higher.
Again, you see me trade. I'm trading 2 micros on this account. I'm not in a rush to make the pass this combine in 1 day or 1 week, right? I'm just trying to trade it well, right? And we end up taking profit at this fair value gap that's presented here because we already are in a 15-minute gap. So we end up getting a nice take profit in a second here. Let's kind of speak
My runner,
So
right here.
yeah, I mean, I'll let my runner go for a while, but I don't really have too much
the runner.
conviction in longs going for a long time, right? Holy. Oh, wow, we would actually.
Order filled.
Okay, we got it there. So yeah, now I'll leave my runner. We're at break even, and we'll leave the runner. But I mean, we're gonna do a trailing method, right? Like we're gonna have our thing here just in case. But
So yeah, the trading is stopping us at break even. So again, I literally was saying it live. So I like having that audio because it's cool because I hope you guys can hear the audio in this video. Otherwise I look like an idiot. But I was basically just saying, I'm not super bullish. So I'm going to take profit here. And we ended up sniping this, right? Ended up sniping that take profit, and it just reversed on us. So I wouldn't have made anything if I didn't take profit there. And I was like, cool, I'm not super bullish. We hit exactly what we wanted to see. Obviously, I wanted to see us put in a 10 a.m. wick and go higher, but we didn't. So I managed to trade perfectly. That's a great trade. That's a great trade, right? More than happy with that trade. So then where was my second trade? Well, we end up having S&T at the high. So if you take into account this 10-15 high in ES, right, we never end up getting these highs here, 10-15. So we had an SMT fair value gap, right? Because this is the 15-minute gap we never rebalanced to. So a lot of confluences there. And then we displaced lower. We have this fair value gap right here. We have a fair value gap. We retrade the fair value gap, and then we close below this 2-minute gap right here. So this was my second trade. Again, combine only or XFA only, and I took it with 1 micro. Again, trading really small size. I'll just let the video speak for itself, right? Obviously break even at low. The only thing is that we were getting a reversal out here, and this is an area we just kind of accumulated. But again, this is more than fine. I might even just throw my stop at where we'd be even on the day, right? Should leave it here, but. So I was putting my stop here at $57 because we were up $58 in the day. So this was basically a free trade, right? We hit a partial in the last trade. Again, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't trade like this on the XFA, but this was a great model, right? We had the 2-minute fair value gap here. Let's see if we talk about. With how bearish we are, I would go break even at this low just because this is the SMT low. So this should be where we don't need to see much of a rebalance, but since it's on the eval, maybe just be less aggressive. You know what? Since we're already up slightly on the day on this count, not that it's anything big, but I will go break even here because we had our rebalance right to the constant encroachment, the inversion, and now we'll get displacement. If we get a body close below this low, I will be more than happy to move stop to break even. This order block got retraded, so this is looking really beautiful, really, really beautiful. And again, if it tags us low, I'm not really trying to be involved. Like, I'm not trying to lose the little bit of profit we did make. Although, again, I'm not attached to this profit. I'm not trying to give it back, right? So it would be nice to see us tag this low. So yeah, I'm not obsessed with the profit on the day. But again, we made a little bit, right? Okay, wait, actually, I would go break even now just because I looked at ES and we're already through these lows. So could be a quote unquote emotional break even, and could be potentially early. But again, sometimes I just have to use the ES as confluence, right? And just realize, right? So we hit the break-even point. Say close, but again, look at where ES is. So right? ES is all the way lower, at any point, right? Because with the big we don't have anything to tell us. So just to speed this trade along, it ends up moving and ends up stopping us at break-even. So we would have got stopped at break-even there, which is cool, right? We would have stalled around for a little bit longer. Never closed back above this 2-minute inversion, but again, this is messy, this is ugly. And then we got the displacement that we would have liked to seen. But cool, we're fine not being involved with that. We would have been almost stopped out with our stop loss up here, and we didn't get it. So market ended up delivering, but we got protected at the break even, and that was day done, right? I locked my account here for the day. And yeah, really happy with the day. Again, the bias was spot on. The patience was spot on, but even the trades we took, and I'm happy with every single part of the day, right? These are the days that make me a better trader, the days where I don't have to take anything, the days where I don't force anything, the days when I can just sit on my hands and say, you know what, cool, I don't like this, but I like it for a combine, so I'll take it on there. Or, right, this is how you improve as a trader, and it's not fun sometimes. It doesn't make for the best video. It doesn't make for an entertaining video. It doesn't make for super big progress. But what is it? It's just being more confident, being more aware, right? Being more in tune with the opportunities the market gives me, right? It's just, you have to take each piece, right, and put the puzzle together. It takes this. It takes every day showing up with a plan, with focus, with intent, right? Showing up with intention, right? That's all it is. Showing up with intention and doing the right thing, man. So I'm happy with today. Hopefully this week we get some great opportunities, and we can take some real big winners. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for this. Again, man, if you're gonna buy an Alpha Futures account, please use my code, because yeah, man, it'll be cool if we can run that up. Kind of just in terms of goals outside just the charts, man. Something I have for this week is I'm going to hold myself to posting 3 to 5 TikTok videos every single day, And I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens if I really do that, right? Because there's so many opportunities online. I think if you're not building an online brand or online presence or online whatever at this day and age, especially if you consider if you want to, you're doing yourself a massive disservice because, again, I have this code now with Alpha Futures. If I right now I've made $16 from it, right? Because 3 people have bought an account through it. One of them was me and 2 other people, right? Shout out to them. And that's $16. So imagine if I was on TikTok and 100 people signed up for my code a month or a week, right? I would be making good money, right? So there's just only benefits to being on social media. So I'm challenging myself to start today. I'm going to post 3 to 5 videos on TikTok every single day for the next 6 months to a year, and we're just going to see what happens, right? I'm scared that it's not going to get me any views and I'm not going to get any success, but if I don't post, I'm not going to get any views anyways. So why am I scared about not working for something I'm not even doing, right? So that's my goal. Take action. I want you guys to take action. It doesn't have to be TikTok. It doesn't have to be. Take action of whatever it is that you want to do and improve on. Start taking action, and you're going to see some big results, man. You really will. So I'm really excited about that. Like, really excited for that new journey. And yeah, man. Again, someone asked me today in the live stream about what I would think about or how much I want to make this year trading. And I just want to break down why focus on the process. Focus on the process. Focus on the process. If I come over here to a calculator, my goal for this month or this year is to make $25,000, right? And that's not a massive salary, right? But that would be a nice first year of making money. So how do I want to break this down for you guys, right? If I want to break it down like this across 5 accounts, right? Because if we top step and we trade in 5 accounts, cool. So if we want 25K, what do we have to do across 5 accounts? We have to make $5,000 in the year. It starts becoming way more achievable, right? Because I'm not having to make 25,000 anymore. I'm just having to make $5,000, right? And what does that come down to? If it comes down to each month, right? 12 months in a year, right? That's $416 a month. That's it. That's all you got to do. If we look right here, right? If we look right here, I've made $200 this month, and I've taken 2 days of trading, right? And we started it halfway through the month. So for my quote-unquote goal, I would only need 1 more winning day, right? Again, not that I'm going to stop there or not that that's how it works, but when you really break down the perspective of what it takes to have a good year of 25K, right? You don't have to be a baller, right? And if you wanted to say 50,000, because 50,000 I think is the first time where it's like, okay, you're making a real salary. Like, you can consider yourself a full-time trader if you consistently make 50,000 a year. That just comes down to 5 accounts, $10,000 a year, divide by 12, $800 a month. More than possible, right? Because think about it this way: if you pass the combine in a month, that's $3,000, right? And if you pass the combine in a month, $3,000 times that by 5 accounts, you made $15,000 that month. Times that by 12 months, you made $180,000. Now you're making great money, right? So focus on the intangibles. Focus on the stuff that you can control. Focus on the process. Focus on following your setup. Focus on following your rules, because eventually the money will come. You will be copy trading your 5 accounts. You'll be hitting your payouts when you want them to, because that comes with the skill, right? If you don't have the skill in place, you don't have the mental in place, you're not going to be able to make the money. So don't focus on that, right? It will be so easy for me to try and get max allocation and try and trade too quickly and try and be something I'm not right now, right? Try and be too ahead of myself. But just stick to the process, stick to the plan, improve each and every day, and you'll get to where you want to be a lot quicker, right? As if I don't focus on the money, if I don't focus on the process, I will be where I want to be infinitely quicker. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. Please subscribe, like, comment. Use my code on Alpha Futures, please. If you buy one of this account, please use my code. And yeah, man, join the free Discord if you want. Everything's in the description. But yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm super excited, man. We got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of improvement to make, man. But we're starting to make some real strides in life and things and everything. It's starting to feel like it's close to coming together. So appreciate all you guys, every single one of you guys that shows up and watches these videos. Our channel's been doing really well. I've got to get creative for a title today for today's video, but I'll think of something. And yeah, man, it's really cool to see. I appreciate everybody that either just watches, comments, anything they do, man. I really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next one, man. We will be back tomorrow. So yeah, look out for tomorrow's video, and let me know how you guys did today. What did you guys do for Easter? all that good stuff, man. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.